Hey there, my name's Adam. I'm going to be giving you a quick walkthrough on this Ace motorhome today. So right here, this is the engine compartment, how you're going to get to the motor where all the fluids and everything are. This bay, that's a storage bay. Got that light that'll kick on as soon as you open it. Your second storage bay, light switch right there. This is the city water connection. So if you're at a campsite that has a water hookup, this is where you're going to hook up your garden hose to run your water systems. So you always want to use a pressure regulator on the end of your hose. That comes with your starter kit. You're going to screw it into there, and then the garden hose is going to screw into the regulator. This is our waste outlet down here. So this is where you're going to drain your sewage. Black tank is on the right. That is your toilet. Gray tank's on the left. That's your shower and sink water. So, and then over here is a little outside shower, and then the sanitation flush. So, what you're going to do whenever you dump the tank, hook up your hose, your sewage hose. You can take this cap off right here, and then feed the sewage hose through this hole and then into the ground or wherever you're dumping. And you're going to pull the black handle first. It's going to drain the black tank, and then you're going to pull your gray tank. That's going to flush the hose out, flush all the mess out of the hose whenever you're done with it. This is our shore power cord right here. This is a twist lock plug. So what you're going to do is line the tabs up and then twist it to lock it into place, and then you can turn this little collar here to lock it down. Right here is another storage, and there is the generator, and you can control the generator from the inside coach. Here's where you're going to fill up your gas tank. This is the outdoor kitchen. That fridge right here. Controls are right there at the top. Your sink here. There's a switch right there. This is basically a garbage disposal for this sink. So if you're washing down something with solids in it, you can hit this switch. While you're running the water, it's going to chew it up. This is the water heater. The controls for it are on the inside of the coach. This is the drain plug. So when you do go to winterize the unit, you're going to put a socket on that plug, pull it out, and open up the pressure relief valve to drain the water heater. Right down here behind this door is a LP quick connect for like an outside stove or something like that. And this is where your LP tank is located. So here's a little gauge to show you how full you are. Right now we're at full. And if you want to shut the LP off from the coach, turn this knob all the way to the right, and that's going to stop the flow of propane to everything inside the unit. We'll leave that open. Have the TV outside behind this door. Another storage bay. And this is the starter kit. Show you a couple things in here. So here's your sewage hose. This is some RV toilet paper. These are some waste tank pouches you can throw down in there into the black tank. Just drop it in the toilet and run some water. Gonna keep it clean. This is a little adapter from a 30 to a 15 amp, or you can plug this in at home into a regular wall socket. You don't want to run the air conditioner if you're using this. Drinking water hose, and this is the pressure regulator that you need to use if you're running city water. Right here is our battery bank. You've got 2 batteries, and everything's hooked up. Got a couple of relays in here as well. With the battery disconnect to disconnect piece, it's going to be on the inside of the unit. Here is where the fresh tank is located. So if you're not using city water, this is where you're going to fill the tank. Take this cap off, stick a hose in that, and fill it. If you want to drain this tank, turn this valve, this big blue valve right here, and it'll drain right down below. Coming on the inside here, right next to the door, this is our main battery disconnect. So those 2 batteries I just showed you. If you're gonna leave this parked at home, not gonna use it for a while, you can just turn that knob there. It's gonna disconnect those batteries, keep them from draining down as quickly. A couple step light. This switch right here, so when it's on, when we close the door, it's gonna retract the step. If you want to turn it off while you're at a campsite, you just hit that switch there, turn it off. And we've already got our awning ran out. So if we want to make an adjustment, pull that arm down and leave it wherever you like it. That's just how you adjust the pitch of the awning. Right here, we're inside the coach. You got your main display there. That's going to show your backup cameras and your side cameras while you're going down the road. All right, so over here, I'm sitting in a driver's seat, and I'm going to run the stabilizer jacks down. So what you want to make sure first is everything's clear from underneath the coach. There's no sticks or logs or anything that the jack's going to run down on. And we can turn on our panel, and it's lit up right here. It says engage parking brake. So got to make sure our parking brake is pressed in. And then what we can do is go ahead and hit auto. And then this is going to take it through the systems. It's going to run the front jacks down, the rear jacks, and then it's going to level itself out. So while you're doing this, you need to make sure that you're not doing a lot of moving around inside the motorhome. It's going to mess with the brain on this thing. It's also a good idea to use some blocks of wood to put underneath the jacks. That way, if the campsite's real low on the front, those jacks are going to have more extendability on the front side. So when that gets done, it's gonna beep at you, and that's how you know that it's level. Also, you need to make sure the key is in the on position when you're doing that. So we gotta have the key and accessory to run the jacks in. Up here above the door, here is our monitor panel. So at the top, these are our tanks, our tank levels. So I can hit LPG, that's liquid propane. It's our gas. We can see we're full. You look at the battery, see it's full. Then you've got fresh tank and your black and gray tank. So when those are full, that means it's time to dump the waste tanks. Right here, this is the control to turn our generator on. So if we want to turn the generator on, first thing we're going to do is hold down stop until that light pops up where it says start. Then we're going to try to start the generator. Sometimes you might have to, if it doesn't start, let off and hit stop again. That's just a primer for the generator. Turn it off and it'll show your hours right here next to that. This is our slide switch. So for this main slide out right here, which is the full length of the camper, you need to make sure nothing's underneath it, no sticks or rocks or anything. And it's already extended right now. Right here are tank heaters. So that's gonna, if it's cold outside, you know, if it's below freezing, turn those tank heaters on for your waste tanks. Keep them from freezing up. That's the water pump switch. If you don't have city water, that's using your fresh water. And then this is our water heater controls, gas or electric. You can run them both at the same time, or if you want to save gas, you can just run it on electric. Move that off. And above this is our bed, right above our driver's seat. This is how we're going to raise and lower it. So the first thing we want to do, if we're going to lower our bed, come up to the top here. It's got 2 pins, one right here and one right here. Pull these pins to lower the bed. Also, the key has to be off in order to run this bed down. And that's all the way lowered. Then you can take the ladder, hook it right here to use the bed. And just make sure when you raise this thing all the way up that you put the pins back in either side of the bed. Right here is the love seat. It's got storage down there. Those recline, and there are seat belts. This table will also make into a bed. So what you're going to do, there's a little lever right here. You're going to pull up on the table and then release that lever, and then what you'll do is move these cushions out of the way and lower that table all the way down to make into a bed. TV right here. Here is the thermostat for the unit. So we're in the off position right now. If we want to run an air conditioner, slide that all the way over to cool. You can put your fan on auto high and then adjust your temperature right here. You can also just run the fan if you just want to move some air around. You don't need air conditioner. And then you've got heat on the far right side. Adjust the temperature right there. And the heat's coming from the floor, the air's coming from the ceiling. Inside the bathroom, our GFCI outlet is located right here. So a lot of the outlets inside this unit are attached to this one. So if you have another outlet not working somewhere, you can come here, make sure this hasn't tripped. If it does trip, just reset it by hitting the switch right there. And the roof vent right here. The switch is right here on the wall. It also has a switch on the vent itself. This is our range. Make sure you pull the top off before you light it. Just turn the eyes to the flame to get them lit. The same way with the oven. What you're going to do is turn the knob to pilot, hold it in, and then keep hitting your igniter. You'll have to look underneath to make sure it lights, and then you can adjust the temperature. Microwave up top. Exhaust fan right here and light. This is our refrigerator. Got it cold right now. All the controls for it are on the outside, right up here at the top. So you can. This is where you're gonna set how cold you want your fridge and your freezer. So it goes up to 5. This is for the fridge. This is for the freezer. And main power switch right there if you want to turn them off. Over here underneath the TV, this is our second thermostat for our rear air conditioner. So the only thing different about this is there's no furnace option because our furnace is tied into that front thermostat. Lots of storage and doors over here. This is the ladder. This is where it stows away for that front bunk. And you've also got storage underneath the bed right there. This is the emergency exit for the bedroom. Pull those red handles and push the window out to get out in case of emergency. So down here below the bed, this is where our distribution panel is located. So here's all our breakers right here, our 120 breakers. They're labeled to what they go to. And right here, all our 12 volt fuses. Also labeled on here what those go to. So if something's not working 12 volt, you can come down here. If it's popped, it's gonna have a little light illuminate on it to let you know that it's blown, and you can replace that with the fuse. Next to that, this is our LP and carbon monoxide detector. This is tied in directly to your coach batteries, so you don't have to check the battery on this. The test switch is right there on the left, just to make sure it's working. So if you hear that sound, that means you need to exit the unit. And up here on the ceiling, this is our smoke detector. This does take a battery, a 9-volt battery. Check that every so often. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, you can give us a call at our telephone number or go visit our website. The link's in the description down below.